Hi, this is Happy Bird from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to show you how to turn these glass candy canes from the Dollar Tree into these beautiful Shabby Chic candy cane ornaments. This was so easy to do that you wouldn't believe it. So stay tuned and I'll show you exactly how I made this. Okay, so to start, you're going to need these glass candy canes, and I picked these up 6 pieces for $1 at the Dollar Tree. Now, I only have 5 in here right now because I used one of them as my prototype. When you are looking for these candy canes, really look at the packages because some of them are shaped nicely and they have a nice curve right here, but then there are some of them that I wouldn't use, like this one here. You can see the difference, how that was kind of cut off a little bit too short, so I wouldn't use that. I would definitely use this. I would definitely use this. And I wouldn't use this because that's cut off a little short as well. So really look at the packages, okay? And of course the prototype I used was also good. So 4 out of the 6 I'm able to use. So just thought I'd give you that little tip. Okay, and the next thing you're going to need from the Dollar Tree, you're going to need some little pearls, and I picked up these little cream colored pearls from the Dollar Tree, as well as the pink rhinestones. Okay, now you should be able to find the pink rhinestones fairly easily right now, but if you can't, I have seen these in the big 12 by 12 sheets at Walmart. Just make sure that when you buy them that they are in a strand like this and they are not stuck on here individually, okay? And of course this is the Jot brand from the Dollar Tree, okay? Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to tear up strips of cotton fabric, and I'm choosing to use this with a little tiny print. It's kind of a shabby chic print, and then the white with the tiny roses. And I like to use some color in it, but I also like this to be like a light color or even a pastel color. And so what I did was I just took a piece of fabric like so, and I cut them into about 1/2-inch strips. So I just started with just a little cut like that, and then I just pull it up like that. And then once I tore it off, I just kind of straighten it up a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, of course, like that. And if there are strings here or there, I just snip them off with my detail scissors, like that. Okay, and so when you have enough of these little 1/2-inch strips, then just set these aside, and we'll be back. Okay, so we have our little strips, and I'm just going to start with one of them right here. And I'm just going to take a little dab of hot glue right here just to tack it down. Like so. And don't worry about the ends here, this and this. We'll cover those up towards the very last, and I'll show you how I did that, okay? Alright. So I'm just going to wrap this on around, put another little dot, and I'm using a Sure Bonder mini detail hot glue gun. And I'll put this link as to where I purchased this on my blog. Just click on the picture of this candy cane and it'll be there. Alright, so now at this point we're just wrapping. Okay, and if you noticed, I'm wrapping at an upwards angle. And I'm just going all the way up the candy cane like this. And if you want, you can kind of stop here in the middle and then start up with another piece of fabric in a different color, or you can just go all the way up with one color. It's totally up to you. Okay, I think I'm going to use this little piece here, and you can just start anywhere you want, like this, and then you're going to just continue wrapping this. Now, I like the glass candy canes. I tried using 3 of the pipe cleaners twisted together in a candy cane shape, and it just didn't cut it because it was too flimsy. And so when you wrapped the cotton fabric around, it was difficult because it was squishy and spongy. It wasn't hard like this glass, and so it just didn't look right. Now, if you can't find these little candy canes at the Dollar Tree for one reason or another, you can also look at Walmart, Target. You'll see them around here and there. And you can also look at the larger Dollar Trees. Okay, and then I'm going to start again with the white and the pink roses, just like this. And just take your time doing this. And I'm just twirling as I go, like this. And as you go up a little higher, you may have to kind of duck under the candy cane. Don't worry about any little strings. You can always snip those off a little later if you want. Okay, and so now I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue here, and then I'll grab a little bit more of this pink. And like I said, you can start it anywhere. It's very cold and it's really dry. The air feels very dry out today. I noticed that this October it was a lot cooler, a lot quicker this year, so I have a feeling we're going to have a pretty cold winter, which is fine with me because frankly I was sick of the heat. I don't do very well in the heat. I'm more of a fall winter type person. Okay. And we're just about at the end. So, I'll put some hot glue and wrap that on around, hold it there for a second, and then I'm going to come in and snip that off. Just like so. Okay. So now you can look around at it, and if you happen to see any little strings, you can snip them off, but I think this looks pretty good right here. Okay. I must have turned the camera somehow. Alright. Alright. So now you're going to be using a piece of lace. It can be any piece of half-inch lace that you want. Doesn't have to have color in it, but this one has pink in it. You can find it fairly inexpensive at Walmart. And if Michael's has a sale or you have a coupon, then it's not bad priced. But you can also find this on eBay, you know, half-inch lace, and you can usually get that from the Chinese sellers for pretty cheap. The only thing is it will take about 3 to 6 weeks to come. So, okay, so I'm going to start here at the bottom with a dab of hot glue, and I'm just going to place that right here. Okay. All right. Now, I'm not going to be winding it like I did this. I'm just going to go upwards, and we're going to have like spaces in between, see? Just like that. So we're not wrapping it really close together. I don't know if you can see this up close. See, I have it at a steeper angle here. And then we get to the end part here. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue. And close it shut. And then of course we're going to hold it for just a second. And then come in and snip this off with your detail scissors. And if you have anything to snip off here at the end, do that. Both ends. Okay. So now we have what looks like this, okay? So now for the really fun part. Okay, so we're taking our cream colored pearls from the Dollar Tree and our pink rhinestones. And I'm going to start out with the pearls. And I'm just going to take a strip like this. And I'm going to place a little dab of hot glue right here on the first little pearl. And it doesn't matter where you start at the bottom. Just hold it on for just a few seconds, just till it grabs. Okay, now we're going to hold this at an upward angle. And we're just going to twist the candy cane like I'm doing here. And we're leaving a space in between of about a ½ an inch, I'd say. And then with the last one, you're going to put a little dot of hot glue, like so. And then you're going to grab another strip and put a little dot of hot glue in the first one, of course. Now you're going to leave a little bit of space in between the last one and the first one. Hold it down for a second. And you're going to go like this, wrap it at an upward angle. Of course, you're leaving about a 1/2 inch of space in between, as you can see. Doesn't have to be exact, I'm just giving a rough estimate. Okay? All the way up here. And then, of course, the last one is about here. So I'm going to take another strip, and of course I won't use the entire strip, but just about here, and we're going to place it a little ways away from our last one, our last pearl, and working at an upward angle and ducking under the candy cane. Well, I guess we'll use this after all, the entire strip. I didn't think we would, but it looks like we will, and we're going to need just a tiny bit more. Right here. Put it a little distance away, and we're going to curve all the way down like this towards the end. So I think I'm just going to do it about here. So we used about 3 3/4 of a row of pearls, rows of pearls. Here we go. Okay, so we have what looks like this so far. So now I'm going to set the pearls aside, and I'm going to take a strip of rhinestone, put a little dot of glue on the first one, just like this. And I think I'm going to start it about here, I think. Now watch, I'm going in between the pearls. Now that space that I left between the pearls, that's where you're going up. Like this. I'm going to tear another strip off. These would make lovely gifts for your coworkers. Glue it just a little space away so it looks like one long strip instead of broken strips. Just take your time. Another little dot. And then another strip. I love to pick up these little rhinestones. Now, on my Facebook group, I was telling some of the people that were there, that were on there, that I was disappointed in a lot of the Jot products that Dollar Tree has to offer. But this is one of the Jot products that I really do love, are their rhinestones. And with my Dollar Tree, it's funny because you won't see a certain color for a really long time, and then all of a sudden they'll bring that color back, and then I stock up on it, and then that color will leave, and they'll bring in more, different colors. So I just stock up whenever I see them. For $1 a piece, it's well worth it. Okay, so I'm going and putting a little bit of hot glue right here with a little dot. And I'm going to add the very last part of this, putting it a short distance away so it'll look like a continuous strip. And I would say stop about here. And then I have to put a little bit of hot glue, of course, under here. And maybe a little here. And then tap it down, let it cool. Okay, cut any fuzzies off at the end part. Alright, so this is what we have so far. And everything on there is on there really nice and tight. Like that. Okay, but we're not finished yet. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we have to cover these ugly ends here, right? And so I'm going to take a couple of these gemstones that I bought at Walmart. There was a whole big sheet, about a 12-inch sheet of rhinestones that I picked up, and it was under $3. These are 9mm. However, you could use an 8mm. That would be fine. So I'm going to take a couple of those. I'm going to try not to be too noisy. So, I had some complaints the last time. The bag was rattling too much. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of this hot glue on the back of one of them, and I'm just going to place this on the end like that, and then I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. Like I said, you could use an 8mm too. Alright, see, so we have the bottom parts covered, just like that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a bow. Now you could definitely make your own bow and tie that around there, but I bought a yard of this bow lace, and I think I shared this with you before. Yes, I did, when I made the gingerbread house. So I picked this whole strand up off eBay from a seller from China, and he sold it pretty cheap by the yard. So I'm just going to snip this off here, and you can look for your own too on eBay. Just type in the words bow lace or bow lace trim, and you should see quite a few pop up. Only thing is it is from China, so it can take anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks to arrive. Okay, so I'm going to add some triple thick to that. Triple thick. And I'm just going to put some on the front here. And I'm only putting it on one side. And I'm putting quite a bit on, and I'll show you why in a moment. I'm going to put a little bit of the German glass glitter on here, and I'll definitely push this glass glitter down with some kind of a stick. Okay, and we're going to sprinkle some iridescent fine glitter on this as well. So hold on for just a second, because naturally I forgot it. Okay, you can use any iridescent fine glitter. I'm just using the Recollections one in Glitz, and I'm just going to sprinkle some across the top. And I'm also going to use the blush ultra fine glitter, but once again you can use any kind of pastel pink glitter you want to use. Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to take a little popsicle stick. And I'm going to just tap this down, because I want to make sure that everything sticks and that there are no glass shards sticking up. Okay? Alright. So now I'm just going to take a little toothpick, because I don't want this to dry with all the triple thick underneath it. It'll stick to the wax paper if I do that. So I'm just going to lift it up, and I'll set this on something else to dry, such as, just tip it over. You don't have to shake it, just tip it over. Maybe some aluminum foil or something like that. And I'm going to make sure that kind of push in any kind of glitter that might be sticking out the sides. Okay, so I'm going to allow this to dry for a full 12 hours before I put it on my candy cane. But it'll be really pretty when it's completely finished. Okay, so I'm going to have to tell you how I did this, because I deleted the footage by accident. I'm really sorry about that. I was so mad at myself after I realized what I did. So what I did was, after the bow's completely dried, and as you can tell it's nice and stiff, I took one of my favorite embellishments that I purchased from an eBay seller, and I'll put his link on my blog. All you have to do is just click on the picture of the candy cane when you come to my blog, and a page will open up and the link will be right there. Okay? So I took some E6000, I put it on the back of the embellishment, and I also added just a tiny dot of hot glue right on top of that E6000 that I put on the embellishment. And I did that so the hot glue would allow this to hold onto this while the E6000 dried. So when it was completely dried, the bow and the embellishment together, what I did was I took the bow and I flicked off one of the pearls on the front so this bow would sit flush up against the candy cane. See, if you look from the side, the rhinestones are flat. They're not an issue. But the pearls are not flat. They're really rounded. So I'll show you on the back part. So what I had to do is just peel off one of the pearls, and it came right off. And then I put hot glue on the candy cane, pretty good amount, not crazy, but pretty good amount. And then I just held this on like this until I felt the hot glue grab, and it's on there very well now. So with that said, we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so for the last part of this, I'm going to show you what I'm going to use to hang this. Now, this is not regular thread, but it is found in the regular thread section at Walmart. And this is called upholstery thread. In fact, you would probably completely miss that it was upholstery thread if you don't read the very top, and in real tiny letters it says upholstery. And they have this at Walmart in white as well as black. So this is very strong thread. In fact, if you tried to break it with your hands, you would probably end up cutting yourself. Okay? So I like this when I need some kind of a string or a cord to hang a delicate ornament from, because you really can't see it, and so it's not distracting you from the actual ornament. So I'm just going to cut a length of this off. And I just folded it in half. And I'm going to place this under the candy cane. I'm not going to hang it directly in the middle at the top here. I'm going to go back with it a little bit and probably hang it about here, okay? And you'll see why in a moment. I'm going to slip these two pieces through the loop, and like that. See? You can't really see it. Now I'm going to tie this in a couple of overhand knots just to secure it. And then I'm going to tie another couple of overhand knots on this part right here, and then snip off the excess like so. And like I said, this is strong thread, so you don't have to worry about this breaking. So let me lift my camera up a little bit and I'll show you when you hang it like this, it's perfectly even. If I were to have placed this thread here in the middle, it would be tipped, okay? But now it's balanced, just like that. So I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it, and leave a comment and let me know how you like this. So you take care now, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.